The Manchester Business Association held its annual meeting on Wednesday, November 14th, at the Manchester Community Library, and while it elected a new board of directors and fine-tuned its bylaws, it was also a chance to bring the roughly 50 members who showed up for the meeting up to date on what the organization has been doing. Founded in the wake of the closure of the former Manchester in the Mountains Regional Chamber of Commerce that occurred in the spring of 2016, the MBA, as it's usually referred to, has sought to pick up some of the marketing slack left behind when the Chamber closed its doors and to promote the town and businesses of Manchester, to keep the tourists and visitors and their spending on food, lodgings, experiences, and a variety of goods and services coming to town. Those who turned out for the meeting heard Paul W. Carocchio, the president of the Business Association, describe the initiatives they have launched to date and the marketing efforts, with an emphasis on the digital side of that spectrum that they have launched and some of the results to date in terms of their online audience. The town of Manchester has voted to support the MBA to the tune of $75,000 so far, $25,000 in 2017, with the stipulation that that sum of public money be matched by the association's own fundraising, and $50,000 in the 2018-19 fiscal year, which also requires an equal match to release them. The MBA was successful at raising the first match of $25,000 and feels confident it can raise the $50,000 to unlock the public funds approved at last March's town meeting. After the meeting on the 14th, we talked with Paul Carocchio about the challenges and opportunities facing the organization.
I think the challenge is to stay focused on the idea of solely marketing the brand of Manchester and bringing tourists here in greater numbers than previously, and then trying to count the results of those visits through our hospitality assets and our restaurants and the retail outlets and service providers. Sort of a system, create the funnel, bring them in, figure out how to count them coming through and what they produce and going out, and maybe some of them stay and buy homes. But that's the challenge, is staying focused. A lot of things come in, people asking us to, believe it or not, a lot of marketing companies or marketing entities in town are asking us to spend money with them to then market the brand. And all of a sudden, if you're doing spreading all this money around, you're not necessarily bullet focused. So that's our biggest challenge. I think the opportunity and the big picture is to continue the quest to show first of all, educate everyone on what our mission is and what we're doing, so that people are clearly aware and that people and businesses support us economically and just showing up and participating. And then second, I think it's important to continue down the path of showing a conversion of the option tax revenue that comes to the town is a direct result of the tourism, or a large portion of it is from the tourism traffic, and showing the government in town and the townspeople in the community that that revenue can be impacted by our efforts. And if we can reinvest that revenue, some portion of it, to continue to build it down the road, that I think creates a really good cycle.
John Burnham, the Taconic Hotel's general manager, reviewed the most recent marketing statistics. The website, manchestervermont.com, gets over 14,500 virtual visitors per month, he said. Their Facebook page gets about 24,000 views per month, and their Instagram page sees about 130,000 views each month. The membership structure is changing slightly as the organization moves along. The MBA and the Bennington Area Chamber of Commerce, whose purview covers the entire county and overlaps the Manchester-centric coverage area of the MBA, have evolved a closer partnership. The Visitor Center, which the MBA has operated as staff were available, will be moving to a new location nearby, as the present building alongside the corner of the roundabout will be housing a new tenant shortly. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.